Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the John Talks About Stuff podcast. I'm your host, John B., and joining me once again today is my good friend. You know what? Let me just go ahead and let him introduce himself here.
And we're back. Adventureblur here again.
And we're back.
And again.
We're finally back.
You can't get rid of me. You can't ever get rid of me. I'm just always coming back. I'm hijacking this podcast.
I know. I mean, I even left the sign on the door and everything. He keeps coming back.
See this podcast? It's mine now. Blur talks about stuff.
Blur.
Got a good ring to him.
We're just kidding. Joshua is always welcome on the John Talks About Stuff podcast. He is always welcome.
I'm not kidding.
Don't let him convince you that I sprayed Adventureblur repellent off the door to keep him out of here. Don't let him tell you that it's a lie. He's always welcome here.
Where can we buy that?
The Adventureblur
I want
store?
some of that.
You can buy it on your official
store.
merch store, cafepress.com/adventureblur.
I feel like there's going to be at least one person in the world that's going to be like, where's the merch store? I want that now.
Do you remember Cafe Press? Every YouTuber used Cafe Press for their merch store back in the early 2000s.
I'm Redbubble era. I mostly remember Redbubble.
Oh man. But anyways, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's been
about 2 years.
It's been, let's put it this way.
At least it seems.
I'm pretty sure last time we talked, The Mandalorian Season 1 just ended.
Yes.
Oh man, a lot's happened. Animal Crossing wasn't out yet.
No, it wasn't. And
that was a big
about
thing,
a month later, we were like, hey, let's record another. we said we're going to record another podcast. And then next thing you know, there's a global Panera Bread. And we just couldn't.
A Panera Bread. That is quality censorship.
That's right.
Shout out to all the kids who don't know what that means.
We tried to record a podcast and something about a panorama just hit. It hit the world. Global panorama.
Something about the Star Wars Battlefront, like the originals, like the company that made those. Pandemic? I don't know. Everyone was talking about that.
Yeah, they were talking about the Star Wars
about.
Battlefront guys, and we just, I don't know.
I mean, I thought it was cool. I'm a fan, but like, what? It's like they took over the world for like a year and a half, and we're just now recovering or something.
Or something.
Yeah.
Or something.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I just was chilling playing Animal Crossing. Not much changed for me.
My life remained pretty much the same.
Oh,
like seriously, there was a lot of Animal Crossing. It's not healthy how much Animal Crossing happened. And it's still happening.
I've never seen the world so like everybody, the entire world just agreed Animal Crossing. They all just said yes, Animal Crossing is the way. That's what meant the Mandalorian meant. This is the way. He meant Animal Crossing. But then suddenly, as soon as E3 happened, Nintendo was like,
not
what?
anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, Nintendo was like, Moff Gideon here. They were like, Moff.
They had the Darksaber.
I just said Moff Gideon. I'm like he's a moth. Like this big bug comes up to attack Mando. Oh boy!
I'm just saying, weirder things have happened in Star Wars.
That's true.
I will always say that.
A giant moth.
Weirder things have happened.
A giant walking moth actually sounds like an episode of Star Wars. I mean,
oh yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure that has happened at least in Rebels or Clone Wars. There's been bugs.
Something.
There's always a giant monster.
There was an episode with a giant spider.
Oh yeah.
Though that one.
Several.
I'm one of those guys where if I'm watching a show or something and people are talking about bugs, I'll start itching everywhere. So that whole episode, I was like, messing with my hair, like, oh no, there was a spider. Oh no, wait, that was my hair.
Oh, I pity you when you watch Clone Wars, because like there's an episode I always think about. I'm just like, yeah, worms, fun times.
Oh, speaking of worms, there's a new Worms game announced, I think.
Quality transitions.
So yeah, now that we're right there, we go. Yeah,
honestly,
we got some professional segues here going on. But yeah,
honestly though,
when we decided we were
Worms
gonna,
is back.
Yeah, when we decided we were going to record another podcast, just so happens E3 was happening, and then so
Not really. It was mostly just Nintendo.
yeah, I mean
Everyone
really
else just showed up.
Yeah.
Xbox tried. Xbox did good. They got participation trophy.
So,
they
yeah,
did good.
So I heard about the other people's. I didn't watch them. I didn't bother.
I watched Ubisoft's and it was a mistake.
I'm a Nintendo junkie, guys. I didn't watch the others. And I'm glad now. I'm glad I didn't now. Last E3 I did. I took the time and watched all of them, regretted it immediately, and I'm just back to Nintendo.
I wanted to watch the Microsoft, like, all that, but I never did. I was just busy, so I kind of got the Spark Notes.
Yeah.
They seemed like they actually kind of went in. It looked good. I watched Ubisoft's. It was terrible. I watched it on the Beta 64 live stream because he was live streaming it. And that was the highlight because he just made fun of it the whole time.
Shout out to our boy Andrew.
Yeah. Like, he just made fun of it the whole time, and it was fun.
I didn't get
I'm trying to think of the other ones I didn't watch.
So,
I wanted to watch the limited run games one, but I never did. I wanted to watch theirs, but
so E3, Nintendo's E3 specifically, which is the one I watch every year, or every time they have one. They don't do them every year now. Every Tuesday morning, I do the live streaming for my church, and every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. we do a live stream. Well, every time Nintendo announces their E3 stream, they're like, we will be live at, this time, Pacific time.
On
and
Sunday
I'll convert it on my phone, and it's
Tuesday
11
or something.
But it never fails. It's always Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. I'm like, you know what? So,
I'm sorry. For some reason, I've never even seen the movie. But I just thought of, like, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but like that one meme from the Street Fighter movie where it's like their big band. He's just like, for me, it was Tuesday. It was like, like the quote's like, that day was the worst day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. Today was the day you were live streaming. But for Nintendo, it was Tuesday.
No, I'm like the Internet Explorer memes when it comes to Nintendo's E3. I'm always just an hour behind when it comes to it. Oh man, but yeah, that's why I just turned my phone on silent. I didn't even look at my phone. And that's why I texted you. I was like, "Can you send me a direct link to the Nintendo thing so I don't have to go through my recommendations?"
I watched it live. I got really lucky where I had like an hour and a half on my own where I could watch it. And I was just like, oh yeah. I turned off chat. I was just like, don't care what anyone thinks. I just want to experience it for myself.
Oh no, you can't watch those things with chat. That's
yeah, the chat, because the chat will just be like Mother 3, Mother 3, Mother 3.
Mother 3, Mother 3, Despacito 2. I actually
Among Us 2.
The first time I watched a Nintendo E3 with chat, the first time I ever got to watch, or a direct, whatever it was, they announced some robot game, and I don't know, did that ever come out? Did that get canceled? Because I haven't even heard of it.
Robot game?
It's what they opened with.
Was it Chibi Robo?
It didn't look chibi. It was real. It was this like
game.
Battle game that they opened with. They opened the direct with it, and nobody knew what it was. Like people.
Okay,
in the
what
chat,
year was this? Because then I'll know.
I think this was the last time E3 happened. I think Odyssey was being showed off. Maybe not Odyssey.
No, because it hasn't been that long. Because the last E3 was Animal Crossing. I'm pretty sure. Because I wasn't able to watch that one live. I watched it late.
Did they announce Banjo to be in Smash at E3, or was that?
I'm pretty sure that was E3.
That was an E3. It may have been that one. But
I thought
they opened up, and it was like a desert, and there were these colorful robots, and nobody knew what this was because it was a new IP. And in the chat, people were going, "Wait, what is this? Huh?" And then someone said, "Wait, guys, Despacito 2." I cracked up because I was like, it could very well be.
I am determined to find out what this is now. I'm like, Desert and Robots.
Speaking of Nintendo, Adventureblur has a new video out.
At the time we're recording this, the video comes out tomorrow, and you may...
Oh yeah, our collab.
That's right.
It's looking back at weird Mario commercials.
You may hear a very familiar voice on Joshua's latest video.
Yeah.
I've got to say...
I'm so proud of that video. I feel like it sounds weird to be proud of a video, but I'm like, we nailed that.
Yeah, I'm just so happy to have been a part of that. This is hilarious.
This is probably going to be awesome. I think that I went all in. I found everything I could dig into.
Let's go ahead.
Because everyone's done weird Mario
stuff. Let's give a studio audience applaud to Joshua right now for this video. Can you hear him?
Thank you.
Can you hear him?
Thank you. I'd like to thank Miyamoto for creating Mario. I owe you one. Doug Bowser, just because he's Bowser, I like that. So I'd like to thank him. Reggie, he's the man.
His body was ready for this video.
Okay, before E3, I'm not kidding, I watched an out of context like Nintendo videos where it's just like Nintendo Directs and all these clips out of context, like for 20 minutes just to get hyped. And man, do I miss what they used to do with E3.
Oh, I know.
Like, I miss the old clips and, like, the, like, scripted jokes. Like, I miss that stuff.
Dude, E3, the best to me was, were the really old ones back in, like, the GameCube days. I don't even think it was E3 back then, but, wasn't it Space World?
May have been Space World.
Yeah, which, of course, we were too young to even
before
really,
I even watched Nintendo
I was about to say, we
were
too young to even know what that was, but when we discovered it, it was amazing. I mean, it was just it was so cool.
Like, I discovered, like, all these, like, clips of, like, there was one where it's, like, oh, no, it's, like, all these, like, videos of, like, them goofing off, where it's, like, Reggie, like, I think it's, like, Bill Trent in, like, an elevator, and you just hear Reggie's voice, and Reggie's, like, I'm stopping in this elevator. I have that power.
Or
it's like, I just miss stuff like that. Like, where it's
going,
like...
Bill.
There's, like, one where, like, some, like, guy's like, but you're Reggie. You work for Nintendo. And Reggie's just like, not anymore.
Oh, man.
And I hate it because it aged so well.
That's what's horrible. Oh, man. Well,
I just miss when they did, like, the skits.
Oh, yeah.
I miss when they did the skits. Because, like, now it's just so...
It's too direct.
Standard. Just like... Yeah, it's too, like... Here's this new game coming to you from Nintendo.
I couldn't believe...
I even did the Iwata thing just up.
I couldn't believe... I think it was Bill. I couldn't believe how nonchalantly he announced Paper Mario Origami King at that one direct. I was like, wait, what?
Wait, was Origami King even at direct?
Was it?
I thought that was...
Or maybe it wasn't Origami King. Maybe it was Color Splash.
Because Origami King was just dropped on Twitter randomly.
That's right. Sure. Okay, yeah.
Because everyone was just like... Because we were all just chilling, waiting for a new direct, and Nintendo was like, here's Paper Mario, by the way.
Yikes. So even they knew it wasn't that exciting for Color Splash. Because, I mean, I haven't even played it. I hear it's hilarious. But
I hear the Color Splashes ran really well, and it's better than Sticker Star.
Yeah, it's just...
But that's not saying much.
Look, but Origami King, man, I'm an Origami King stan, okay? I'm gonna putting that out there.
You just used the term stan, wow.
I did. Look, I am hip. This is 2021, okay?
You're more hip than me, okay? You already are more hip. Don't do that. That's not hip. That's an abomination.
I just dabbed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That wasn't hip. What is it now? What is it's the whatever that is.
It's the drip.
Yeah. Look, no joke. I was in Florida a week ago, or was it 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago.
I'm trying to remember when you texted me.
Yeah, I was in Florida 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to have to show this on the YouTube copy of this podcast, because while I was in Florida, which is, by the way, because it's a tourist place, Panama City specifically, I was in Panama City. It is a bootleg haven, okay? It is a treasure trove of just unlicensed merchandise, and it's amazing. There in every store. It wasn't just that one store. I sent Joshua a picture of it, but it wasn't just one store. It was in every store. There was this unofficial fidget popper toy shaped like an Among Us character, like a crew member.
But was it shaped like it, or did you see the Among Us there?
Now look,
because if you saw it, that was sus.
I paused. I did pause because just like everybody, I see Among Us everywhere. But I saw this little Pop-It toy thing, which by the way I only just discovered was the new hip fidget toy, like the spinners were.
That's the new one?
Yeah, that's the new one. Is the poppers.
I'm behind.
I know, right? I was behind on it too until
I've been in this house too long. Okay, I'm behind.
A kid brought it to children's church a couple weeks ago, and we have what we call toy church, where the toys can go to church over here to the side, so that way kids don't fight each other for toys and it's not distracting them. And he brings this fidget toy, and I was like, kids were fighting over it, and I was like, okay, well, we're gonna put this. What is this? And he was like, it's a fidget popper toy, and I was obviously out of the loop here. I obviously lost some cool points there.
Back in my day, we played with actual toys, not these fidgety spinner toys.
No, we got to get back.
We had what was it? Did you have these? They were like the rubber bands, but they were shaped as like animals and stuff.
The silly bands, yes.
That's what they're called. I was like, that's what we had.
Silly bands. Do you guys remember silly bands? Please. Silly bands were awesome, and I would still wear them today if I had any more.
I think they're all gone now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure everyone just forgot they existed.
They're gone. I had your generic
I'm expecting an L Supersonic Q Fat to Forgotten video on it any day now. It's gonna happen. He already did Pillow Pets, so it's coming.
What kind of silly bands did you have? Do you remember?
I think I had like the traditional, just like random instruments and all that.
Right. So I
wasn't like too into them. I just had like a handful, but that was it. I never really cared much.
I only had them because I guess I was in kids' church when those came out. Because I was still, I feel like
I was just getting out of it. I feel like I was like, it was like 4th or 5th grade when they were coming out, and I didn't, like, they were kind of a thing, but I didn't really care.
I didn't either. I only got them because all my friends did. I had, but when I got them, boy, did I have them. I had the generic ones with like the letters and shape, like just the instruments and
things. It was like a guitar one and stuff like that. That's why I remember.
And then I had Toy Story ones. They were shaped like Buzz Lightyear and
those things still have good shapes, so like that would be impressive. They were the Toy Story.
I know. I was like, how does this even work? I was like, it's a perfect silhouette of Buzz Lightyear with his wings out. I was like, how did they even do that? The last ones, are you ready? I had VeggieTales silly bands.
You win.
I had VeggieTales
you just won the internet.
Bands. I did, and
anything VeggieTales automatically goes up.
It automatically it
makes it better.
A W so big, Wario went through the W door.
I love that meme. Like,
I know.
The moment I saw it, I was like, that's my favorite.
I had to pull out the Steal Your Memeinator when you sent me that one. That one was my favorite. Which I think I got that one from you too. Steal Your Memeinator.
Yeah, and I also appreciate that one because hot take. Mario 64 DS is better than the original Mario 64. So for me,
boom.
Yoshi, Luigi, Wario, slap Waluigi in there and it would be perfect. Like,
it's already a 9 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why they still haven't done like a HD Mario.
I would rather have an HD port of that than like a remake of any of the other games. Like that was the one that I'm like, update those graphics, give us better controls, bam.
And just for that simple fact, it honestly, it's a good contender for like one of the best Mario 3D platformers, like right next to like Galaxy 2 or something. I mean, I think it's up there.
I've never played Galaxy 2. I keep meaning to, but I've never found a copy.
I've
never found a copy.
Man,
I was not a fan of Galaxy when it first came out, so I never got to.
Really?
But I've grown to like Galaxy. I have weird Mario taste. I'll say that right now. My taste in Mario is very weird.
Okay, I have learned that. I have learned that because you told me that Odyssey wasn't like even in your top like 10.
It's not.
Or top 5.
I don't like. I cannot get into Odyssey. I keep trying, and I'm just like.
Which is so funny because Odyssey is my favorite Mario game now. It's my favorite 3D Mario game. It may be my favorite next to like Mario 3. The Mario.
Oh no,
Super
Mario 3
Brothers 3.
No, that I agree with. Mario 3 is amazing. I do agree with that.
It's fantastic.
For me, what's weird about Odyssey is that like it's practically Mario Sunshine, but it's meant to be better. But I love Sunshine. It's my favorite Mario game.
To me, it was kind of like a best of both worlds. It was like a best of 3D Mario game where it took little things from every one of them and kind of meshed them together. That was an Incredibles reference.
Oh no, I literally got done watching The Incredibles earlier. I'm
no
not
way.
kidding. I just had on the background. I was just watching it. So like, I'm Incrediboy. That's the best impression you're gonna get out of me today.
What was your favorite announcement at E3?
I can't believe I'm saying this. Metroid Dread. Just because like growing, like being a Nintendo fan in like the 2000s, the rumors and like urban legend that was like this 2D Metroid game called Dread that was rumored in this one game and they were going to make it but they didn't, and now it turns out it was real.
So
and it's coming out this year.
So I knew nothing about that. Like I didn't get the meme about Metroid Dread. Like everybody was like, "It's real," and I was like, "What?" Yeah, it's real. It's here. I didn't know if there was like a leak like that happened like the day before, like everything else did.
No. That's what made it cool was there was no leak, and that's what I loved. There was like no. It was just like they were just.
Or
like,
there was a leak, and it was like a 20-year-old leak.
Yeah, because like literally like it was from like 20 years ago. Like it was they talked about how like back in the day, it was meant to be this DS game from like 2004. That they almost had done, but they weren't happy with it, and it just disappeared without being announced.
Which is super cool.
And all we knew about was that like one person played it and mentioned it, like one like IGN guy or something.
So it was like
so
it really validated that article from that many years ago. So nobody can say it was fake.
Like,
so it had to have been real.
Yeah,
that
they even talked about it because like there was a video after the direct that they released where it was the guy in charge of Metroid, I can't remember his name, but like he talked about it, and he talked about how like it was originally meant to be for the DS, and they like just weren't happy with how it turned out, so they shelved it, and then they decided to bring it back now.
So now it's not speculation at all. Now it's confirmed. It was originally a game.
Yeah,
that's
and
so
it's
cool.
coming out in like a few months, and I'm not even a Metroid fan, and I'm just like freaking out.
I'm not
like,
either, but now I kind of want to get it.
It was kind of like L's real, you know? It's like that thing everyone knew about that was like, no one knew if it was actually real or not, but we always heard rumors that, oh, this person, like, Luigi may have been in the game.
Yeah.
It was like that, like, oh, there may have been a Metroid game called Dread that was meant to be out.
Which is
but it never
super
happened.
Cool that all this stuff from our childhood that we used to... Because I actually was one of those kids that spent hours in Mario 64, did all the mess that people on the internet told you to do that was not true at all, and I tried to get Luigi, and it just didn't.
I talked about before, I think in a video, but like for me, that was always Animal Crossing. Mm-hmm. However, I was invested. I never really searched, but I was invested in the Waluigi in Mario 64 DS. I wanted it to be real.
I did too.
Waluigi deserved it.
Do you remember the one about... This is how... If anybody in the audience remembers this one, there was this one...
Is it the one with the Rabbit King and all that, and you had to like foot race or something?
Do you remember the box? The little square dark box on Peach's castle or something. Everybody said if you could click on that, or if you can get to that, if you can get to the top of the castle.
But what's crazy is why was it there to begin with? That's the weird part. Yeah, why was it there?
I think it was just
you don't mess that up when you're making a game.
But no, it really does seem like Nintendo scrapped that game so many years ago, the Metroid game, and then was just like, Well,
it
Metroid Prime
really
4 is still isn't happening yet, so here.
Here's this. And like what's crazy is like it really is like Mario, like Luigi and Mario 64, because in Metroid Prime 3, I think it is, there's a scan, kind of like how Mario has like the plaque. And like how Mario has like L is real. It's like the scan in Metroid Prime said like Metroid like status of Project Dread is nearing completion.
So they were
this was right
teasing it
before.
back then.
Yeah, and it was right before, like right before the game was starting to be rumored, like months before the game came out, like a year before it, and then that happened. So it's like,
That's awesome.
it's it again.
That's so cool.
First, we get confirmation that L is real. Now, Metroid Dread is real. What was your favorite announcement? Because we kind of got to get back to E3, I guess.
Oh, right. I asked that question.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I guess my favorite announcement at E3 was probably either Mario Party or the Rabbids game. One of those two was probably the
Rabbids
Mario Party.
game was awesome.
The
But
Rabbids
they did
game
kind
was
of almost
awesome.
leak it.
Oh, I know it. They can't catch a break with the leaks.
What I
'cause
love
every
is that
time-
I didn't know about the leak. I was off the internet the day before and the day of
Really?
E3, so I had no idea. So everyone was kind of like talking about this leak, but no one said what it was, like in the chat for the Ubisoft
Yeah.
thing. And I was just like, what leak?
Yeah, I saw it that morning before it was announced. And Nintendo, the thing was, this time though, it wasn't like somebody like leaked the internal documents or something. This time, somebody at Ubisoft or something literally accidentally hit the publish button too early. So it was on Nintendo's website. It was on the eShop
Yeah.
or something. I
Or
think.
was it even Ubisoft or was it Nintendo? Because I feel
well,
like
if it was on Nintendo's site, I
Nintendo's
guess it
had a
was
lot of
Nintendo.
leaks lately.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. Nintendo is their plumber Waluigi. That's why he doesn't have a game, because he's a terrible plumber. Because like they have a billion leaks going on.
Man, I know it. With all,
They lost like Mario. There's like all this stuff last year, and now this. It's like they're just chilling, trying to make a Switch. And it's like boom, here's everything you need to know to make yourself a Nintendo Wii.
Oh man, well, it really seems like they're going that route because they keep coming out with games that basically is like do it yourself, make your own games. I mean, we're tired of making them.
I'm legitimately kind of surprised that the new WarioWare is in do it yourself too,
Oh,
because I
dude,
feel like that's where they're going.
I know.
Like,
Well, that's why I actually got that Game Builder Garage game. I got it because I loved WarioWare DIY. That was my favorite game on the DS. I played it so
I
much.
never put enough time into it. I got it for like dirt cheap a few years
Yeah.
back, but I never really got to playing it. I meant to, but just
I mean, like when you got
Never
Game
did.
Builder Garage at this point, you don't really like. You know, I guess there's
what do
not a
you
huge
think of it? Because
appeal.
I have yet to try it.
So
I'm not sure about it.
It's like WarioWare DIY where you're gonna have to put like time into it to like learn how to make stuff. It's not like Mario Maker where you know it's easy
Standard,
as 1, 2, 3.
yeah, you
you
can
know?
do it.
Yeah, but with Game Builder you have to like you go. I mean, it's easy like to follow along, but it's taking the time to follow along. Like there's
Yeah.
all these
I tried.
tutorials and stuff you have to do first.
Yeah.
And-
I've tried game development classes in college. I couldn't do it, so I just. It wasn't for
No.
me, so I don't know if I would like the game because I'm just.
Dude, so
I don't know.
I'll probably talk about this in another podcast coming up soon, but man, I tried to make a game not too long ago, like during the
Really?
Yeah, I tried to make a game during the Zaf Panea, and we were trying to make a game. I don't know. Did I say that right?
I know I'm better at the New Testament stuff.
Which is
Old
good.
Testament's-
Which is good.
I feel like the Old Testament gets really crazy, and it's important, but like I just have trouble at times. So I'm just like,
Jesus is way easier to understand than Pharaoh. But the names
I just
is
thought
what
of
gets
that one
me.
VeggieTales quote from Josh and the Big Wall. Just swimming in the Nile.
It was
We were in slavery.
Nothing is perfect. Oh man, yeah, we actually watched that last Sunday in kids' church. We were talking about Joshua, but it's so funny because it gets me how like Hebrew names, and it's obvious that the names we have in America come from the Hebrew names. They all derive
they
from
are
that.
changed a lot.
Yeah, but it's so funny how like the Hebrews had names that seem so normal to us, like Joshua, John. Peter, but Daniel, but then like when Babylonians or Egyptians came in, they were like, nope, your name is now Zaphnath Paneah. Or they'll be like,
I do think like personally, it's probably like some sort of translation thing because you have to remember.
It was in Hebrew.
It was originally written
Greek,
in like Hebrew and Greek, and then like.
And then English.
So like there's gonna be that at some point they're like we can generalize the name, we can shorten it.
Oh man, what was I talking about?
We have to have all those letters.
Oh man. Oh, I got sidetracked. Anyways, I tried to make a game, and I was like, okay, so I was gonna make a Pac-Man clone. I found a website. It's a visual game development tool, kind of like WarioWare DIY or Game Builder Garage, except it was a lot more complicated. But I tried to do it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. It's something I only did in those types of games from Nintendo. I'm gonna try it, and I made a Pac-Man clone, and literally I didn't code anything. I didn't even get that far. I just took an existing template that they had that was just like Pac-Man. They called it Dot Muncher or something, and I just took the.
That's totally not illegal.
Yeah, it was just different enough where Namco wouldn't sue them or something. There's so many
Namco's too
Pac-Man
late
clones
nowadays. You can't even make a new Pac-Man game.
Yeah, I mean,
just Pac-Man World 4. We'll talk.
Yeah. That's another discussion. That would have been.
That's entire like 2 videos.
That would have made E3 for me, by the way. A new Pac-Man World game.
Okay, this is. I don't want to sidetrack, but it will forever anger me that Sakurai talks like it was so hard to come up with a moveset for Pac-Man.
When literally Pac-Man
When we literally had 3 games of solid movesets for Pac-Man.
Like it was, and yeah.
He talks about how like he digs deep for like gaming characters. I'll never forget him for that one. I'm just like,
hey, now his
right
is,
there.
What is it when you tilt up and hit the A button? He does that little leg kick, and it was from Pac-Man World 2, man. That's where that comes from.
I just wanted the bouncy thing where like you could just bounce around the area. I just wanted that.
I'm pretty sure the side thing where the trail of dots comes, that had to have come from Pac-Man World 2, where he would follow, or it was in 1 too, where he follows the dots and stuff.
I didn't play 1 too much. I was mostly 2. 2 was the one that I was raised on. I had it for the GameCube for the longest time, and then I had it for the PlayStation too, and it was just.
Yeah, I
put so much hours.
I actually started with the first one on PlayStation. I didn't even know there was a sequel until my friend was like, which the second one was probably already out by that point when I got it, but he was like, "You're playing 1? I got 2, man," and I was like, "There's a 2?"
He's not wrong. I mean, let's be honest here. 2 is one of the best.
It's top tier
platformers.
It's top tier, man.
Like, it's up there. What happened to Pac-Man? Why did they stop? There was no reason. They were doing good.
There was no reason. But no, man, hats off to game developers, because I swapped the graphics with my own with characters, and I was like, okay, and go, and I hit start, and what took the place of the ghosts. The enemies, they didn't follow the pattern of the maze. Just walls were nothing to them, and they just slowly started flying off the screen.
That would be nightmare fuel for
and my
Pac-Man.
character wouldn't move.
That would be nightmare fuel.
Oh, I know.
You're trying to like dodge all the walls, and you just see them just fly through them.
So that happened one time, when I was playing the original Miss Pac-Man machine. I was playing that, and it glitched out, and all the ghosts were just kind of just going off screen, flying through the things, and
man.
But my timer says we still have 43 minutes left.
No, we're doing good.
We're doing
That's
pretty
impressive.
good on time. I know.
We barely talked about E3. I feel like we keep like starting and then we just go off on a tangent, which is accurate. But
what was the least exciting announcement of E3 to you?
a lot of the third-party stuff. So like, if we're counting everything, literally like
Just
everyone
Dance.
that wasn't Xbox, everyone that wasn't Xbox and Nintendo, everyone else was just may as well not been there.
Like, I'm just surprised Just Dance wasn't coming out for the N64. I mean, because
How are they still making these? And why do they all look the same? And why do they all look terrible?
and they always come out with them.
They have this
for
weird
the
art
oldest
style that looks
systems.
like I do not like those games. I don't care if you're a dancer. I don't care what you are. Those just look terrible to me.
Did you? Well, I mean, look,
Dance Dance
I can't
Revolution
even.
Mario Mix for the win.
I mean, I can't even with modern day music at this point.
My taste in music
or
is
mainstream
literally
modern day
like
music, anyways.
it's like gaming music, film music remixes, and then parodies.
Oh, you would be.
That's my taste in music.
Dude, I feel you. I feel you right there. I've got that makes up at least a half of my Spotify playlist.
Just I don't care for any of it enough anymore. But like, yeah, that was rough. Yeah, also the Smash Brothers reveal.
Or
It
the
did not
Smash
do anything.
Brothers
I don't know who it
reveal.
is. I mean,
don't-
it's not that I'm trying to be. Again, I want to make clear. If you like the character and if you are a fan of the series, good for you. I'm happy for you. I just don't know really the character. I've never played the games. I never cared to.
It might as well have been another anime character with a sword for me. Is that the last Smash fighter to be announced? Was he the last one?
I think we got one more, so
We
they
got
better
one
make a
more.
Waluigi.
I
Waluigi or
hope
I'm
it's
out.
gonna be one of the like really highly requested
want someone
ones, at
really-
least.
I want someone that's really crazy, really dumb, but unironically really cool.
If anybody, give the fans Geno. They have asked for Geno since the GameCube.
Like okay, Gino would be fine. What if? Hear me out. Because Gino is a me costume now. What if instead of Gino, it was the like cloud guy instead? They just
Poor
were like,
Mallow. Nobody ever used him, even in Mario RPG. Nobody used him. I don't.
like
not that I
imagine
know.
that reveal. Like you think it's Gino, like kind of like how it was for like the K. Rool reveal.
Yeah.
It's like you think it's gonna be Gino, and then it's just like Mallow. Peach's umbrella from Super Princess Peach. That will be the final Smash reveal. That's my prediction. Just an umbrella falls from the sky and beats everyone up.
There you go. It has no limbs. Okay, so get
Literally,
this. So get this. Next Nintendo Direct, okay? We're in a city, okay? We're in a city. Buildings are slightly crooked. They're a little arched to the side, okay? It's really dark. Mario and give me another character Mario would fight. Fox. They're on the streets of this city, okay? So Fox grabs Mario, right, and throws him up in the air, right? He does the little side thing where you throw him off the stage.
Oh, yeah.
He throws him, and then Mario, just when you thought Mario was about to fall off the stage, a plunger comes out of nowhere and grabs Mario by the face, and you hear it faintly in the background building up. I am that hero.
I'm not.
And the final
imagine if
fighter
you-
is Larry Boy.
I want to live in a world where Larry Boy was first a video game character because I want that to be real.
There was a video game.
I-
I'm just saying.
I want something that will make everyone angry, but I will be super hyped for. That's what I want. I want it to be like it's super dark and they're all like Mario, Kirby, and like Link are stuck in a room, like, and it's all creepy and dark and it's kind of like Metroid. And then out of nowhere they turn around and it's like the Among Us crewmate or something. I want that to be the reveal. I want it to be something like everyone hates.
I honestly think that has a better chance of getting in than any other mainstream game character is gonna be something. From
As
Among
long
Us.
as it's not something from Fortnite.
I'll be alright.
I'm sorry. Fortnite's in enough stuff.
I can't.
It's in enough
It is.
stuff. It does not need to be
It
in.
doesn't need any promotion, that's for sure. Oh, man.
Watching Avengers Endgame and Fortnite just showed up 5 years into the future during the apocalypse, okay?
So does that mean that did they prophesy that Fortnite will be here forever?
I hope not, but it's looking likely.
The last
I'm trying to...
end times,
What could-
it's everything is done in the earth. But there's a TV somewhere with Fortnite on the screen.
I pity John when he was during Revelations having to look into the future and see all that. see someone default dancing. I pity that man.
That was one of the demons he saw coming. That was
If Left Behind was written in 2021.
Kirk Cameron. Where are you? We need you. Oh, man. So now it is time to move on to our next segment, Flea Market Finds. This is where we talk about random stories or really cool or weird, interesting finds from any type of secondhand market, flea market,
Oh, I got a
eBay,
story.
bazaar somewhere, anything. So I'm going to let...
Whatever you find on eBay, which you find weird stuff on eBay as a Nintendo fan.
Right. Oh, for sure.
You
So
find some cool stuff though. I think I meant to show you this, but I never did.
I'm gonna
Recently.
let Joshua go ahead and tell us what he found.
Okay. So first off, I have like two things. It's just random because it's eBay and I just remembered it.
I'm excited for this one.
I got these. They are Nintendo employee notebooks that I got for like
Dude.
really cheap on eBay.
Those are so cool.
Because
Wait,
I am...
Was that from like the GameCube time?
Yeah,
That's so
it's literally
cool.
it has to be GameCube like right at the DS era because it shows like Assault. I'm gonna take away the like side part, but like it shows like Mario
That is so
Kart,
cool.
Wario World, like. And this one, I'm pretty sure it's from the Game Boy Advance because of like the style. Like,
Yeah. It's gotta
my
be
guilty pleasure is collecting Nintendo employee stuff because it's super cheap when you know where to look.
You also
no one
have
else does it?
a pencil cup, don't you? Like a GameCube.
Oh yeah, and I want to make a video on it because I've only seen like 2 other images of it online.
Mhm.
I swear it's got to be rare or something because there's so little on it outside of. I know it's legit.
Well, I
I've
can't
done the
imagine
research and
that,
I can't find
that a
anything.
Nintendo employee's GameCube pencil cup is very common.
I'm going to make the declaration that it was once the pencil cup of Reggie. That's my theory.
Yeah. Just go ahead.
It's like the Holy Grail, literally, but it's just Reggie's.
It's the Nintendo Grail. It's the Master Grail. Thank you. I came up
If
with
you
that one.
if you put a pin in it, your like wish will come true, and Mother 3 will be released in the West. Which is actually a bit of a transition because this kind of goes into my flea market find.
Wait. Are you saying you found the English localization of Mother 3?
No, I wish. I actually did. Okay, I gotta explain this because it's not that cool, but it's cool. So I've been like getting rid of stuff and just cleaning out. I've been being stuck indoors in like your house for like a year now. Like you kind of are at the point where you just want to kind of get rid of stuff and you don't need stuff anymore. I've been trying to get rid of books, movies, games I just don't need. So there's a game store that's like an hour away. There's like 2 stores that are like an hour away that I love going to that I decided to go to first time in forever. And I like packed up like a bunch of stuff to like trade in there. And like that morning, I was like, I don't know why, but I was like really in the mood for like Earthbound. Because like I just was like, man, that's such an awesome game. Like it was just like on my mind. Like, man, Earthbound's so cool. And like I tweeted about it that morning, like something about Earthbound, because I was like, man, Earthbound would make a really cool TV show. And I still stand by that. It would make a great TV show if they did it right. But I was on the way there, and I got there, and I traded all my stuff in, and I was looking around, and there, in their glass case, they had 3 copies of Earthbound. They had one copy that was like complete in box, like practically new, that was going for like $3,000.
I was about to say that was probably the most expensive item they had.
And I was just like, whoa. And then right beside it, they had like a mint cartridge that was like, I think it was like $300 or something. And then right beside it, they had like the label was like slightly ripped. Kind of like how it's like, you take off.
Right, yeah.
Oh, sticker signs. But like it was in like good condition outside of that. That was like discounted. And it was still like quite a bit. But I was like, man, that's a lot. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to check like price charting and see how much these go for. And it was so much cheaper than like how they normally go for.
Really?
So I was like, dang, that's a lot. That's a lot for a game. So I just went to looking around, and I looked around for like 30 or 40 minutes. Like, it is a small store because I was waiting for them to go through everything.
Right.
And like, I didn't really see anything else. Like, there was like, they just, again, no games I was looking for. I was really looking for GameCube games in particular, and they had. Right now it's a terrible time to collect GameCube.
You can't find them without being, $150 or something.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
Nuts.
I'm so glad I got.
I just want to play Mario Party 6, guys. I just want to play Mario Party 6.
I have 4. That's all I got is 4. So, which is good, but man, I like them. I mean, 6
they're
or
all
7.
good, but
okay,
that's debatable. Okay.
Wii U would like a word with you.
Pre-Wii U days, they were good.
We would like a word with you.
Mario Party.
I'm not a fan of 8.
9 was
not a fan of 8.
All right. But
I never played 9, but I'm not a fan of 8.
It was alright.
8 was
really, you weren't. I liked 8. I thought it was alright.
I thought it was just okay. Like I played it like 2 or 3 times and never went back.
I rented it from one of our video stores around here.
Oh yeah.
One time, and that was it when it first came out.
But anyways, so like, I guess I gotta get back to it. Anyways, I was looking around, and they like finally like got done going through all my stuff, and I got rid of a lot of stuff. And they told me that like I like trade in, because I did like trade in like credit or you get money.
Yeah.
And like money was like fine, but like trade in was like $200 or something.
They give it to you.
Or like $300, and I was like, okay. And then I like looked around and I was like, I don't come here much. Like very rarely. It's an hour away. There's absolutely nothing I want here outside of one thing. So I got Earthbound. So I officially have more Nintendo points than everyone else.
Epic Gamer points just for having Earthbound, dude. That is.
I got the I got the cheaper copy. There was no way I could get the other one. But I was just like, whole time I was like, this is gonna be the rarest thing I will ever own.
But still, that's like a gold mine for a Nintendo collector, especially.
And I always say I normally try. I do not want people to think, oh, I spend hundreds on games. I don't. This was one time.
So
I was weak. I had credit.
So the only flea market find that I have that would be like relevant to what we've been talking about was
Did you find Mother 3?
Do what?
Did you find Mother 3?
I did not find Mother 3.
It's gotta be in Reggie's basement.
Probably.
It's just gotta be.
Last weekend, I wasn't doing anything, which is honestly kind of rare. I wasn't doing anything. So I was like, I'm just going to hit up all the local flea markets, because I was like, I mean, it's a segment on the podcast. It's like my job now. So I have to go to the flea markets.
I look at commercials, you go to flea markets.
Exactly.
Seems fair.
So I went to one of them. I didn't... Oh, no. I take it back. Okay. So that was the order of events. So the first one I went to, I found Punch-Out on the Wii. So it was a video game, so it was relevant.
That wins. That's awesome.
And I've never played it before. I played Punch-Out on the Nintendo, on the NES, and that was it. So I think I played a little bit of Super Punch-Out, but everybody kept saying the Wii one was really good, so I went ahead and got it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It was like they took Wii Boxing, and they were like, but what if it was like 10 times better?
Yeah. And I think Donkey Kong's in it or something.
Yeah, like he's a secret character, and apparently, according to like some rumor or myth, originally Peach was meant to be in the game, but they cut her.
I don't think that would have achieved
But
the
also
empowering
Smash
women
Brothers.
goal they were going for. I think.
But also Smash Brothers.
But there is Smash Brothers, so. But anyways, I found actually, you know what? This whole story is relevant to video games. What we were talking about. Let me get to that.
Oh yeah.
So
it's all come together.
So it's all. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. So I got Punch Out at the flea market. I had to. I got Punch Out. I had a super awkward conversation with the cashier guy about Punch Out for some reason. It was more awkward than it needed to be. Then I went to the next flea market. This one was a lot bigger. And I went there. I didn't really find anything. I found the Monkeys on a vinyl record. I almost got it. Just didn't. And so I go down to the next aisle. I'm going down this aisle. And here comes this man in a, I don't know, in like an undershirt. So he comes. So here comes this guy. He jumps out in front of me. I'm passing by. Here comes this guy. He is in this muscle shirt and jorts. I want to say he was wearing jean shorts. And he has this super thick mustache. And he has a pair of nunchucks that he found in this aisle. And he is going to town with these nunchucks. And he is playing... this is a true story. He is going to town with these nunchucks, and I'm just standing there. He's right in front of me in the middle of the aisle. I have nowhere else to go. He's swinging these nunchucks around, and then he stops and wants to fake an arcade fight with me. I'm not making this up. And he's swinging the nunchucks, and he stops, looks at me, and he goes, how did he say? What did he start? He said, I wrote down his exact words. Yeah, that was his word. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. He looks at me, swinging the nunchucks, and he goes, "Round 1, begin." Round 1, fight. And then so naturally, I get into a Street Fighter stance, or what, and I'm just, I'm doing my idol stance where I'm bouncing with my fists up.
Man, this new Mortal Kombat movie's great.
I know. And so we do these like fake punches and kicks or whatever, and then I just start laughing. He laughs, and he was like, "Here you go, bro. You deserve these." And wants to give me the nunchucks, and I was like, "I'm okay." And so that immediately after that, I just couldn't stop laughing, and I was like, "That is my flea market fine." That alone.
Your flea market
I don't even have to
fine
mention
was
Punch Out.
Street Fighter in real life.
Was Street Fighter in real life in...
What if Street Fighter
just made
was
my morning.
real? That's
So yeah, I think
I don't
that
know
about
my
does it for
reaction.
flea
I would
market
be
fights.
so like you're braver than I am because I could not do that. I would just be like, turn the other way, like, nope, 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 nope.
I couldn't turn it. I couldn't turn him down. I mean, I'm not just gonna leave this guy hanging, So I mean,
I just love how his reaction was not like just trying these things out. It was trying these things out, looking at a stranger and being like, finish him.
I don't know what the guy's name. I don't recall his name, but the people he was with, as I was walking out, I heard him say, "Man, these are cool. I need these." And the whoever was with him, this woman, she was like, "Hank, there's nothing in this aisle you need." I can tell he's the fun one in the family.
Barnyard or something, It sounds like something from like a random Nickelodeon show. This sounds like an episode of Jimmy Neutron. Okay, this does not sound real.
Man, wherever I'm from, every day sounds like an episode of Barnyard. Where I'm from, it's not unlike Mayberry or what was that show?
I don't know how much of the younger generation will understand Mayberry, but I do and I respect it.
You understand and respect Mayberry and
yes, Mayberry's a quality. We're at okay.
What was that show?
Random fact of the day. Andy Griffin's show in Mayberry was actually filmed kind of close to where my grandfather grew up.
Really?
He was like, yeah, like in those mountains. Like it was actually like fairly close.
That's awesome.
Like it's because like where it's based, at least I know that like the show's based in like North Carolina. Like it's based on an actual like mountain in town. So like,
it's funny you brought that up because I just found out yesterday that the Super Mario Brothers movie was filmed an hour away from where you live.
Oh, my dad worked on the set one time.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Did he really?
Too, I think because I remember asking about it, being like, "Wait, you did?" He was like, "Yeah, it was weird."
This is
that's all he said was like, "It was weird."
This is a new development. Wait a minute.
He was there for some of it. I don't know what he was there for. I'm scared to find out because I hate that movie with a passion. So I've never like. He also was an extra in Ninja Turtles 2 during the Go Ninja rap scene.
Really?
Yes, and my uncle was also a foot soldier in it. So like I have.
So
I'm kind of like related to a lot of those movies.
So was your dad into like acting or something?
Not really. It was just like Wilmington, North Carolina, and at the time you could just be like they were looking for extras, and he was just there.
Dude, that's awesome.
My uncle did a lot of like stunt work and all.
Really?
Apparently, he was back in I think it was the 90s. Mm-hmm. They did an Indiana Jones show, and it was about like I think it was like the young Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And
I think I know what you're talking about.
There were a few episodes that were filmed in North Carolina, and for what I remember, he said this. I don't know how true it is. I believe it is because he's pretty trustworthy. I always meant to look it up. I never did. He was an extra for Indiana Jones during some of the like action sequences for one of the scenes.
So he was like
he was a double.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he did like a lot of stunt work and all that.
That is amazing.
So like
this is awesome.
Oh yeah. And it was just like again, it was just because like Wilmington especially, there was so much filmed around the area.
Oh man.
So like
I think 42, the movie 42, the intro to that movie was filmed in Birmingham, and that's all I can think of.
There's so much around here. It's like crazy what you find out. Like the older I get, the more I find out there's so much going on in North Carolina. But yeah, like there's a Ninja Turtles foot soldier action figure that my dad has in the attic that he got from being an extra. Like they gave like these action figures for being a part of the movie.
That's so cool. That is awesome.
It's like it's just like every time I watch the movie now, I just get to that scene. I'm like, hey. That was awesome. A weird time.
Oh man. So somebody came to our church a couple weeks ago, and I've been meaning to tell you about this. My family got to meet her. Her name is Dana Glover. She worked on the soundtrack for Shrek.
I feel like that name sounds familiar, and also she's from Shrek, so she's automatically the best.
I think she did the song where Shrek and Fiona, like, they make the balloons out of like the rat and the frog or something.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, she did that song. That's her singing. She wrote that.
Like, you just topped everything. You brought Shrek into it, okay?
No, look. Now, I don't know.
I brought in Ninja Turtles, and you were like, oh, you like green stuff? Here's Shrek.
No, look. I may have a meme, but you have a meme too. Your dad worked on Super Mario Brothers now. Come on.
I know, but that was the cool one. The cool one was the Go Ninja Go, okay? That was the cool one. Or at least it tried to be cool at the time. It was kind of cringy, but we love it.
But yeah, I mean, she's super nice. She's awesome. And yeah, she worked on Shrek, so she automatically has all the cool points. So
did you ask her what she was doing in the swamp or anything? Because I feel like if I met her, I would have to do that.
But
I just feel like all the Shrek jokes would just come around the whole time. Just be like...
What a way to end the podcast. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Some cool flea market finds and then some Hollywood finds.
Celebrity cameos.
I mean... You know, maybe we should have talked about encounters with celebrities and stuff, because that was one of those.
I don't really have many though, outside of like gaming conventions and like conventions and stuff like that. Like I don't have many.
So my family, I've mentioned before on here that my family, or my parents, they're Christian country singers. For a while, they were Stella Parton's band. So Dolly Parton's sister. My only encounter with Dolly Parton was, I think I was 3. And anyways, I can tell people that I met Dolly Parton and threw a shoe at her head.
That is a sentence.
So yeah, I was 3 years old. So nobody can press charges. I was 3 years old. I think I found a high heel of my mom's on the
Man
bus.
throws shoe at Dolly Parton.
Yeah. Cops were called.
Hi, this is text-to-speech man. John recently found out that it wasn't Dolly Parton, but her assistant that got hit was the shoe.
Stella Parton looked at my mom and said, "John's feathers are ruffled. They need to be smoothened." And so that was my encounter.
That is the most Southern thing I have ever heard. That is Sandy Cheeks level of Southern.
So I need to put that in my Twitter bio. Needless to say, my feathers are ruffled. They need to be smoothened. I'm gonna put that in my Twitter bio.
I could just hear Sandy being like, "SpongeBob, your feathers are ruffled."
Those were probably the stories to end the podcast off with. So
I threw a shoe at Dolly Parton.
Assistant.
I threw a shoe.
What I love is how nonchalant you said it. You were just like, and yeah, I met her, and my only thing I can say is that I threw a shoe at Dolly Parton.
I also indirectly met Sadie Robertson, and I tried to get her to dab, but she wouldn't. So at that time,
that was your thing you were gonna do. You were gonna meet her, and you're like, dabbing.
We were at Winter Jam, and I was helping out lead the youth group at this point, and I only did that for a little bit. And the boys in the youth group, they were all, talking about how, they were like, "Man, Sadie's so pretty, I just wish I could talk to her. I wish I could get her attention," whatever. And, as a youth leader, it was my job to embarrass them, right? And and I was like, "You want Sadie's attention?" They said, "Yeah." And I said, "Dude, I can do that." And I acted like I had some inside information that they didn't know about.
And you did, obviously.
Yeah, I knew somebody, and they were like, yeah.
See, that at least it was Sadie Robinson.
Yeah.
Robinson words.
I would rather them
good
talk
Christian
about
boys.
Yeah. So
no Beyonce here.
No Lady Gaga in my Christian server. So we got there a little early. Sadie was getting a mic check, and she gets up there on the stage. We actually got the best seats in the stadium. We were right there next to the stage. But it was still far enough where I had to shout. So I stand up and I was like, "Hey, Sadie!" And sure enough, I got her attention. She turns around and looks at us. they didn't know what to think. They were as red as the chairs we were sitting on. And she turned around. I said, "Sadie!" She turned around. I said, "Sadie, dab!" And they were sinking further and further. Why was that what came
to your head first?
I was trying to think, what can I do to embarrass them? And they were sinking further and further down into those chairs. And the sad part, though...
what was going through her head. She was like, "I'm not singing here."
I don't even think she really understood what I said, because it was so far away anyways, because even though it was the closest seats you could get, the stage was still just far enough away where you had to
Imagine
shout.
if halfway through the entire thing, she just walked up on stage.
Where's that weirdo that yelled at me?
For this emotional moment, people are crying. They're about to have this nice talk, and they just you just see her walk up and she's just like,
yeah. She finally does it. I looked at her. I was like, "Sadie, dab!" And then she just goes, and then turns around and goes back behind the stage. And I was like, "Oh well." She doesn't know who I am. But yeah, so that was another one.
Yeah, I can't top that yet. I'll work on it.
Next
convention, I'm just going to just ask everyone to dab.
So I can shout at Sadie Robertson and ask her to dab. At 3 years old, I can throw a shoe at Dolly Parton's
assistant.
But at 20 years old, I could not get a word out in front of Charles Martinet.
Same,
and I could not stop running my mouth next to Mike Naraki, the voice of Larry the Cucumber. I could not. He was like, "So you like VeggieTales?" I was like, I liked VeggieTales. I was like, I did a VBS.
I quote your entire thing live one time.
I talked to Mike Naraki and the guy who directed the 2D Larry Boy cartoons. He was the artist for those. And he was like, they were at the same convention. I almost met the voice of Khalil, but they closed right. The convention ended right then. I know it. They closed off everything right as we met Tom Bancroft. He was the 2D animator for Larry Boy. He looked at my wife and was like, he does all the talking, doesn't he? And I was like, oh, great. I was like, I've done it now.
Called out.
I know.
Dang.
And then he gave me a hug and was like, I'm just kidding, bro. And I was like, okay.
You're pros!
I was like, I know. And then at that point, I was, after I woke up from fainting, then we were cool.
I think I say this every time, and I'll still say it. I'm pretty sure, it's either this year or next year. It's like the anniversary of the Jonah movie.
Really?
Whenever it is, we need the world of VeggieTales fans need to come together and demand it be re-released in theaters.
Yes.
In IMAX.
Jonah.
I would spend the money for that.
Or a Jonah reanimated project. We should do
Jonah reanimated. Imagine that, like, cinema flip guy doing Jonah reanimated.
Oh man.
I would totally try to be a part of it, but it would have to be like the Shrek Retold one where it's just stupid.
It just had to be a meme.
Like, you just have to have like random people just walking like in a forest as like part of a scene or something, like, or like I just want one scene where I just halfway through I just explain what's going on to be like, so I don't know much about this Jonah feller. Or what's going on with this tomato and this Tweepo guy, but I don't know what's happening, but this is a good film. That's what I want. Man. If I'm going to be part of it, that's what I want my scene to be. Just.
Oh man. Well, I think we're out of time for today. That's all the time we have for today.
You know how I feel about that song, Larry.
What song, Bob?
That's one of those things I always mean to incorporate in my videos if I never find a good way, but someday I'm going to.
It's funny you put the VeggieTales reference at the end of your video because I almost when the guy did the flute thing, that commercial with the guy with the flute, that vegetable thing come up, and I just saw green stem and eyes and red round and eyes. And my immediate reaction, but I cut it out for some reason. I don't know why. But my immediate reaction, I said, "Is that Bob?" And I was like,
"Why did you cut that?" I said,
"Bob?
Larry?
What are you doing in a vase?" And I almost did it, though. I don't know why I cut it out.
That VeggieTales reference came in like the last second. Like, it's one of those things I just thought of. It was like, wouldn't that be hilarious if I just had Barbara Manti at the end?
Because I didn't listen to the Holy Spirit. He talked to you and said, put the VeggieTales reference in.
Because I didn't know what's going on. I was like, they opened what made me think of it was like the door opens. I was like, what else has a door that opens?
You perfectly timed
Barbara
that.
Manti!
You perfectly timed that, too. Larry? What are you doing? It was perfectly timed. Oh, man.
Because, like, what was even happening? It just...
The funny thing was,
I had to re-record it a couple times because it was so crazy.
I didn't give you much material to work with for that commercial because it was mostly just me wheezing. Because I was like, what is going on? I didn't really know how it was going to go, so I just did my best. But it was also late at night, and I didn't realize how monotone I sounded throughout that entire video. I was
I also
so
think it kind
monotone.
of made it because there were so many moments where you were just like, it was such a crazy commercial. Then you're so like, almost ASMR chill.
Whoa,
You're
what
just
is
like,
happening? I know.
you're just like, that's probably a bootleg copy. Mine doesn't look like that.
And when have
I
you
just love it
ever?
because it's such a like, it's so perfect.
And when have you? Yeah, but that was the thing. I didn't mean to. I was just tired that day. Like, when have you ever known me to be that like calm?
Like, I'm expecting you need to have like an ASMR channel now because like that, people are expecting it now. After that, there's gonna be like,
oh,
go on
man.
it.
Okay, well, I guess that about does it for today's episode. Looks like we're out of time for today. Be sure, which this podcast won't be out before the video comes out, but be sure to go to Adventureblur's channel and check out his newest video, Weird Mario Commercials.
Yeah, you may see someone in it.
You may see someone
I wonder
in it.
who. It might be
Guess
Danny
as good as
DeVito. I
mine.
don't know.
I sure hope so. I sure hope it's
It'd be
good old
awesome.
Danny. Please work on that. You need to work on that, Joshua. You need to
Deep faking Danny DeVito into all my videos.
get him into all of them somehow. Get him to cameo.
Got a lot of editing to do. But seriously,
Oh,
though,
boy.
you should check it out. It's going to be wonderful and amazing,
check
and
it
it needs
out.
the views.
It'll be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to his channel for more awesome content like that.
Like what?
Oh boy, don't be
Trying to act
ridiculous.
like my channel's
It's
good.
amazing.
We
Trust me,
used to beat
guys.
people up for saying things like that.
Oh man, but in all seriousness, look, I love your channel, man. It's awesome. The videos are so fun. So be sure you subscribe, hit that bell to get all those notifications.
Yeah, I'm starting
also-
to say that now. It's kind of important.
I know.
Everyone does it, so I decided I'd join.
Now
You
it
know?
sounds official.
The bell button sounds fun.
I mean, it used to be subscribe and give 5 stars and add to your favorites playlist or something.
Oh, that's ancient history.
From the description box to the right side of your screen is what it used to be. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel that you're currently watching on. If you're watching on YouTube right now or listening, I mean, we got pictures. We got pictures to show, so you can watch and listen at the same time. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell for
what you're
those
on,
notifications.
subscribe to it, follow it,
just hit the subscribe
stalk
button
it.
on the channel you're on now.
do whatever you got to do.
Where else can they find you, Joshua? Where else can they find you?
I am on Twitter. You can just look up Adventureblur and I should come up. I want to start live streaming. I might do that. So if people are interested in it, like, let me know.
Dude, I'll be there.
If you like hearing my voice live like this or semi-live, let me know and I will think about it. And just think about it and never actually do anything with it.
I'll be there. You totally
To
should.
be a Fortnite streamer.
Oh boy, an Among Us streamer.
We joke, but I would totally do that.
I know.
I would unironically do
It's
that.
actually happened. It's actually gonna happen soon, I'm sure.
I would totally do Among Us Live and I made my Among Us character green and gave myself evil eyebrows and my character's name is Plankton and I'm having a field day with it because everyone makes jokes about it. And it's so much fun.
Give me the formula. I saw him vent. The formula was in the vent.
I just always do like I'm going into maximum overdrive. I knew I should have gotten the turbo.
gotten the turbo. Okay, and you can also follow me on Twitter, especially if you want to see pictures of some of them interesting flea market finds.
Them quality items.
Those quality items. There we go. You know what? I'm probably gonna put that one on Twitter too, just because we mentioned it. You can find me on Twitter at JohnB_WC. I also have an Instagram, but I'm more active on Twitter. But you can find me on Instagram. It's the same username, but backwards. It's JB_Wounded Chicken. There's a story behind that one. That'll be for another podcast.
That was the ancient history lesson of this channel.
Oh yeah, there's even
remember it
more
back
history.
then.
He remembers Wounded Chicken.
I was introduced to you as Wounded Chicken first. That was what I was introduced to you as first from like you like commented on like my YouTube channel as like Wounded Chicken.
Right.
And like a bunch of videos. I was like, man, this guy seems cool.
It's probably what got people's attention the most to actually watch some
Like
of these
who
videos.
wounds a chicken?
Oh boy, and then guys, I have some news. I got a TikTok. And you can find me on TikTok at John Talks About Stuff.
I'm so disappointed in you.
I know, but I did it.
Wow.
I caved and I got
It
a
hurts.
TikTok. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually really enjoying it. Are you more disappointed in me now? Because I'm really enjoying it. I decided
It's only a matter of time. Next thing you know, you're going to be doing Fortnite dances and
I
what else
actually
is
did.
hip
I
these
actually.
days?
I'll send this to you, but I actually did a dance.
It's not the floss, is it?
No. Oh, but I decided the TikTok account will be for just some fun extra stuff. I'll post snippets from the podcast. I've actually already got one from the last episode up now, and I started a fun DIY series where I am working on making a custom movie accurate Woody doll, and that's
Which
going
is
really good.
awesome, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
watched the first episode. It's really cool. I'm a sucker for like movie accurate stuff. You know, I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah, you know,
Damn, so that's cool.
You've actually worked on like Star Wars props, like a helmet and stuff.
Oh yeah, I've worked on, and I'm actually still doing it. I've worked on a screen accurate Star Wars: The Clone Wars Clone Trooper helmet from the show.
Which you should actually
And I
totally
have-
turn into a series, because that's really cool.
And I've actually started working on the armor now. The rest of it. My goal is to join the like 501st Legion and like the charity group. So
Are you gonna post any of that
Which
on
one?
social media or something?
I think I posted the helmet once, but I might when I'm done. I probably will.
So totally be sure to follow Adventureblur
Yeah, I was-
on Twitter to check out some of that cool
See
stuff.
how that goes on because I'm going to. It's a lot of work. It's hard to do that. So check out his stuff because it's really cool. And demand he makes Stinky Pete next because the guy needs some love.
Man, we will see.
Or
I've already
screen
been getting,
accurate Lotso. That's going to be really hard. It's just so hard to
Buy
make a
a
screen
Lotso
accurate
doll.
Lotso.
Yeah, I
What
went
if
to
that
the
was
store and bought
please
this.
let that be the entire thing. It's like I'm going to make a screen accurate Lotso. You just get home from like Disney and there's just like, here's the bear. I'm done.
That'll be like the April Fool's entry. I really may
A box of army men.
I'm really enjoying how this one's going. When we get done, I may go to another Toy Story character for real. This has been fun. I'm actually currently working on the voice box. So this
I have PTSD of a certain
Yes.
film we pretend never happened.
we'll pretend that
got
one never
canceled.
happened. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. What are you talking about? There's only 3 really good movies that these characters were ever in.
And then there was a Buzz Lightyear TV show. And
That's
movie
right.
that
There was a
surprisingly solid.
We haven't forgotten, Disney. We still haven't forgotten. And I will mention it every podcast.
Give us
we have not
Dave the
forgotten.
Barbarian and Buzz Lightyear.
House of Mouse.
And
Come on.
Replacement Season 2. Here's the thing.
For real.
They gave us American Dragon Jake Long. Both seasons. They gave us all of that. So there's a chance now. Because I asked for that and
So
it happened.
hopefully-
So now that I'm asking for this, it may take a few years, but it could happen. There's a chance.
Dude, you just
we're
turned
getting
into
there.
Shrek on my screen. Your whole thing just turned green for some reason.
Of course,
And
we're
with-
talking about Disney and I become Shrek.
No, it said, no, DreamWorks. The internet said DreamWorks Shrek. And with that, I suppose we will be signing off here.
Okay,
You have
fine.
anything to say to the people before we...
Sub to my channel and his, or the platypus gets it. obscure Phineas and Ferb
Text
joke
to
I
speech
just
man.
thought of.
Text to speech man. Do you have anything to say before we go?
If you like the show, be sure to subscribe and give it a review on Apple Podcasts. Now end the episode already.
And with that, we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.